There's something magical about silence because sometimes what's not said screams the loudest. You've been wondering, does she feel it too? She laughs at your jokes, texts back, but never says the words. Let me tell you this, just because she's quiet about her feelings doesn't mean she doesn't have them. Some women don't confess love in words, they reveal it in actions, glances, and the things they're afraid to say out loud. She's not confused, she's cautious, but if you look closely, her heart is already reaching for you. When a woman starts mirroring you without even realizing it, it's never accidental. It's not something she consciously plans or scripts in her head. It's instinctive, it's emotional, it's subtle, and most importantly, it's sincere. When a woman is silently falling for you, one of the first signs you'll notice is that she starts to reflect your body language, your tone, your energy, and even the phrases you use. She leans in when you lean in, she crosses her legs the way you do, you smile, and her smile follows. It's not copying, it's a deep, unconscious connection that's forming. Her body is reacting to how she feels inside, even if her mouth hasn't said a word. She could be sitting across the room, but if you pay close attention, her movements begin to echo yours. This is her emotional compass pointing directly at you. She doesn't even notice it, but she's aligning herself with you physically, mentally, emotionally. And it's because something in her is drawn to you, something in her feels understood, seen, and in sync when you're around. You become the person whose presence she wants to harmonize with, even if she doesn't fully understand why. It's not just body language either. You might notice she starts to adopt your expressions, your humor, the slang you use, or even your speech patterns. It's subtle, but it's there. You make a joke a certain way and suddenly, she's using the same rhythm in her own teasing remarks. You use a certain phrase often, and she starts throwing it into conversations too, not because she's trying to impress you, but because your voice is slowly starting to become part of her internal world. It's like you've entered her orbit, and now she's rotating in tandem with you without even realizing it. She may even mirror your emotional state. If you're excited, she lights up. If you're down, she becomes quieter, more reflective. This is emotional tuning. It's a woman's way of connecting on a deeper level without making things too obvious. Because falling silently doesn't mean she's detached. It means she's deeply present, just cautious. She doesn't want to scare you off. She doesn't want to be too forward. But she can't help the way her body responds when she's with you. And the beautiful part is, this mirroring is not something she does with just anyone. She doesn't synchronize with every man she talks to. She does it when her heart is starting to open, when she's beginning to trust the space between you, when she starts to imagine what it would be like to let her guard down completely. Her actions are quiet, but they speak volumes. She might not tell you how she feels outright, but her energy will start to match yours. The more connected she feels, the more naturally and effortlessly this mirroring unfolds. It's a reflection of emotional chemistry, real, raw, and quietly powerful when a woman starts finding reasons to be around you, even when she doesn't have to. That's not coincidence. It's intention disguised as casual interaction. She might not come out and say, "I want to be near you," but she'll orchestrate moments that place her in your presence. It might be subtle. Maybe she shows up in places you frequent or starts getting interested in things you're into. She'll ask for help with something she's more than capable of handling herself. Maybe she asks you to explain a concept, fix something minor, or accompany her somewhere under the pretense of needing company. But the truth is, she's looking for moments that create emotional intimacy, spaces where she can be close to you without making it feel obvious. She's not trying to force herself into your life, she's trying to blend into it. And that takes thought. That takes a certain kind of vulnerability, especially for a woman who's falling silently. She wants to feel the connection, she wants to experience your energy, and being in your presence brings her a certain kind of peace she won't talk about. But it's there. She's not asking for anything grand. She's not demanding your attention. She's simply making herself available, strategically, gently, carefully. She might pretend it's all a coincidence, but deep down, she's creating little moments where something meaningful could bloom. It's easy to miss if you're not paying attention. You might think she's just friendly. You might even dismiss it as her being polite or bored. But when a woman is drawn to you emotionally, she won't always know how to express it directly. Instead, she leans into the familiar, into the small excuses to talk, to meet, to be around you even if there's no real reason. She doesn't need a reason. Her heart is giving her one, and here's the thing. She notices how you react in these moments. If you welcome her energy, she becomes more confident. If you're indifferent, she pulls back. She's watching, feeling, sensing, and all of it matters to her, because behind her small gestures is a big emotion she's not ready to name yet. A feeling that says, I'm here because I care, I'm drawn to you, and this is my way of getting closer without risking everything. So she shows up. She texts just to check in. She passes by when she doesn't have to. She stays a little longer after conversations end. She lingers in your presence not because she's desperate, but because in your company something in her feels aligned. And even if she's unsure of what it all means or where it's going, she knows this. When she's around you, she feels something real, and real is rare. When a woman remembers the little things you say, it's never accidental. It's deliberate in the most subconscious way. She's not taking mental notes because she has to. She's doing it because her heart has made you important. She listens differently, not with the intent to reply, but with the desire to understand you. She pays attention to the offhand comments you make, the random details you probably forget you've even shared. You could mention how you haven't had your favorite snack in years, or how you used to watch a certain show as a child, and weeks later, she brings it up like it just happened yesterday. That's not just memory, it's care. That's emotional intimacy blooming in silence. She's not trying to impress you. She's trying to connect. She's storing fragments of who you are because every little thing you say becomes a thread in the story she's quietly weaving about you. And no, she's not writing this story with fairy tale endings or fantasy expectations. She's writing it with attention, with curiosity, and with emotion. Every word you speak carries weight to her, not because you're perfect, but because you're significant. When she's falling for you silently, her heart grabs onto the details her mind refuses to let go of. She'll remember things even you didn't think were worth mentioning. The way you take your coffee, how you talk about your relationship with your dad, what you do when you're stressed, the names of your childhood friends, or how you said you once got lost in a mall as a kid. These small things, these seemingly random facts, become part of the emotional map she's building in her mind. And the reason she remembers isn't because she's trying to be a detective. It's because you matter, and when someone matters to a woman, she can't help but remember. There's something beautiful about that kind of attention. It's quiet, respectful, and deeply telling, because she might not say, I like you, or I think about you when you're not here, but the way she recalls the small parts of your life says all of that without a single word. She might text you about something you told her days ago. She might surprise you with a gesture that feels oddly specific, like a song you said reminded you of high school or a book you mentioned once in passing. That's her way of showing you that she sees you, that she's listening, that she's tuned in even when it seems like she's far away, and you'll start to notice that she treats your words like they're special. Like they carry a kind of weight she doesn't give to just anyone, because in her world, you're slowly becoming someone who matters more than she expected. She's collecting the pieces of your story not because she's curious, but because a part of her is beginning to feel emotionally connected in a way that's deeper than she can admit right now. There's something about the way a woman looks at you when she's falling, and not just falling, but falling. Silently, her eyes start to speak a language her mouth doesn't dare translate. It's in the way she holds your gaze a second longer than she needs to, how her eyes soften when they land on you, how there's a flicker of something vulnerable, unspoken, and pure. You might not catch it at first. You might think she's just being polite or that she's lost in thought. But that look, that pause, that quiet searching in her eyes is her heart trying to find safety without exposing itself. She might look away quickly when you catch her staring. She might blink more or smile to cover up the fact that you caught her mid-thought. But in that glance, in that brief connection, there's a whole story unfolding. It's not just attraction, it's admiration, curiosity, and a desire to be closer to you without stepping too far. Her eyes are asking the questions her voice isn't ready to ask yet. Asterisk, do you see me the way I see you? Is it safe to feel this way? Will you notice what I'm afraid to say out loud? Asterisk, women are taught to guard their emotions, to not be too eager, too obvious, too forward. So instead of using words, they communicate through expression, through the energy in their gaze. And when she's falling for you silently, you'll feel something shift when your eyes meet. There's a kind of presence that lingers, a kind of emotional gravity that pulls you into the moment. She's not staring at you like a stranger, she's watching you like someone who's learning, absorbing, connecting. Every detail of your face, your smile, your reactions, they matter to her in ways you probably don't realize. And sometimes it's not just when she's looking directly at you. It's in the way she watches you when you're not looking, when she thinks you won't notice. The way her eyes trail you as you speak, how she quietly observes the way you interact with others, how she lights up when you walk into the room even if she quickly composes herself. These moments are subtle but powerful, and they say far more than any words ever could. The eyes are honest even when the lips are guarded. When a woman's falling for you but hiding it, her eyes will betray her every time. They'll reveal her longing, her fear, her hope, her affection. You might catch her looking at you in a moment when you least expect it, and that one look can hold everything she's been too afraid to say, because sometimes love isn't shouted. Sometimes it's whispered through the eyes, waiting patiently for someone to truly listen without needing a single word when a woman is falling for you silently. One of the deepest truths is that she's not holding back because she doesn't care, she's holding back because she needs to feel safe. Emotionally safe. Safe enough to be vulnerable, to be seen in her most honest form, without the fear of being judged, hurt, or rejected. Falling in love is not just exciting for her, it's terrifying. Especially if she's been through situations in the past where her openness was used against her, or where her softness was taken for granted. So now she guards it. She protects her feelings like something sacred, only revealing them when she senses the right energy from you, calm, steady, reassuring. You might wonder why she's so careful with her words, why she pulls back just when things start to feel emotionally close, why she suddenly seems reserved after a deep conversation. It's not mixed signals. It's self-preservation. She wants to fall, but not recklessly. She wants to love, but not blindly. And most of all, she wants to be sure that if she opens her heart, it won't be met with silence, confusion, or indifference. That's the thing when a woman doesn't feel emotionally safe. She'll protect her feelings behind politeness, behind distance, behind neutrality. She won't stop feeling, but she'll stop showing. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's not a game, it's an emotional survival instinct. Her silence is her armor, her caution is her wisdom. She needs to know that when she shows up emotionally, you won't disappear. That when she shares something raw, something real, you won't mock it, minimize it, or ignore it. She's testing the water in the only way she knows how, by holding back and observing what you do in the spaces where she doesn't speak. She's reading between the lines of your actions, not just your words. Are you patient when she's quiet? Do you respect her pace, or do you pressure her for answers she's not ready to give? The more emotionally safe she feels, the more she will begin to unfold. You'll see her laugh more freely, share more openly, let her guard down gradually. That's the sign that she's beginning to trust not just you, but the space you create for her, because emotional safety isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. She doesn't expect you to have all the right words or always know what to do. What she's hoping for is stability, presence, and emotional maturity, that when things get quiet, you won't disappear, that when she's vulnerable, you won't weaponize it, that when she finally lets you see who she truly is, you won't make her wish she hadn't. Until then, she'll hold back. She'll smile politely, keep things light, pretend it's not that deep, but deep down, she's waiting for you to prove that her feelings are safe with you. Because once she knows she's safe, her love doesn't trickle out, it flows in full. When a woman starts to support your dreams in quiet yet meaningful ways, it's one of the most powerful signs she's falling for you, even if she hasn't said it out loud. She doesn't need a grand stage or a loud voice to show it. Her support comes in gentle nudges, in thoughtful check-ins, in the way she remembers that big goal you talked about 3 weeks ago and follows up just to see how far you've come. It might be as small as sending you a link to an opportunity you once mentioned, or encouraging you to take that leap even when you're hesitating. It's never overbearing, it's not performative, it's intentional, and it's rooted in care. She listens to you differently, not just to respond, but to understand the deeper layers of who you are, what drives you, what keeps you up at night, what lights a fire in you. And when a woman starts aligning herself with your vision, no matter how silently, that's her heart saying, I believe in you, She sees your potential even when you doubt yourself. She champions your progress without trying to take credit. She celebrates your wins quietly but sincerely, and more importantly, she doesn't leave when things feel uncertain or difficult. She stays in the background, cheering you on even when you're not sure who's watching. This kind of emotional investment doesn't happen for just anyone. A woman who's falling for you doesn't just support your dreams because she's impressed by them, she supports them because she sees a future where she's part of that journey. She's investing in the version of you that you're working to become. She may not say, I love you, but her actions echo it. She's present when it matters. She doesn't mock your ambitions. She doesn't belittle your struggles. Instead, she becomes a soft place to land when the world feels hard. A safe space where you can lay your armor down and still feel strong. And here's what makes it even more powerful. She's not doing it for validation. She's not supporting you so you'll fall in love with her. She's doing it because that's how she expresses affection. Through quiet encouragement, through remembering your passions, through being consistent in the ways that truly count. Her version of I care is wrapped in, how can I help you become who you're meant to be? When a woman supports your dreams without fanfare, without needing credit, and without demanding anything in return, that's not just kindness, that's emotional intimacy in its purest form. Because a woman who's falling for you silently may not always find the words, but she'll always find the actions. And in the end, it's not the loudest love that stays, it's the love that shows up quietly, steadily, when you least expect it, but need it the most. If you're seeing these signs, don't ignore them. She's not playing hard to get, she's fighting hard not to get hurt. She's feeling something real, but she's been taught to be subtle, careful, reserved. And maybe, just maybe, she's silently hoping you'll see through the quiet, hear the heartbeat beneath the calm, and step forward with clarity, because behind every woman who's falling in silence is a love that's waiting for the right moment to be heard. Don't miss that moment.